This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Kearsells of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Kearsells. Available on Amazon, in Kindle and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, The True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes. Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Stories, The True and the Fictional, the Indie Author podcast supporting indies from all around the world. We have a great interview for you today, but first, as always, I'm one of your hosts, Jay O'Brien, and with me always is Ryan, our resident reader. How are you going, Ryan?
Good, man. Living the dream, riding on about 4 hours sleep, so I'm doing good. You should be privileged, Jamie. I'm missing one of my favourite things of all time for this podcast, and this is how dedicated I am to the podcast. I am missing my wrestling. Royal Rumble is currently on in Saudi Arabia as of 6 a.m. Australian time, which was about an hour ago. So I am foregoing watching that live to be here today for our listeners, our millions of fans. So, yes.
You got a halo above your head there too. You know.
I do. Yep. This is the I'm back sitting at my computer desk. Hopefully I will be back on the computer next time we record because I'm getting I've half set up my NBN connection. I'm just waiting for a part from the provider, and then I should be up and running back on the computer and not having to use my terrible hotspot, which glitches all the time.
It's the wonderful, wonderful world of Australia where we have the worst internet in the world, yet we gave the world Wi-Fi. So
exactly. It's just absolutely insane. But no, I'm very, very happy to report that after a very long 2 months, I actually made my return to the movie cinemas this past week. Yes, I went and saw a very, very, very good adaptation of a book. So I thought it's relevant to bring up.
Okay.
I went and saw the psychological thriller / horror called The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried. Very, very, very good. I've read the books as part of a trilogy of books by, I think, Frida McFadden, if that's how you pronounce it properly. I've read the 3 books several times. Absolutely love it. And the movie was a very, very good adaptation. So I'm looking forward to checking out the sequels when they come out. I believe a sequel has been greenlit. So yeah, definitely looking forward to checking that out.
Alright guys, remember to check out our sponsors Rebecca Kearsells and Martin Kearns. They've got some great stuff. Rebecca Kearsells for the paranormal romance, Martin Kearns for the urban fantasy and a little bit of horror. Our honorary sponsors, which we cannot forget to mention because they won our best read, which was Janelle Schiecke for The Clutter Man, and the best cover for Land of the Ill-Imagined by Alexander Robb. So check those guys out. All the comments are down below. Buy Ryan's shirt. We do have merch. Links are down below, but now let's get into the show with our wonderful guest, Neo's girlfriend. Is that right? No, it's not that, Trinity. Sorry. Welcome to the show, Trinity Cunningham.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm. That was always a favorite of mine, The Matrix, because there was rarely ever Trinities anywhere. So it was like growing up, I was like, yes, something has my name.
Well. It's like I don't want to. You're not allowed to ask people their age, but like, were you named after that,
no,
or just something completely different?
Proud to say that I was born before The Matrix came out.
Okay.
92. I think the movie came out
99 or something.
99. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm like, I can't even remember now. Yeah. But yeah, no, after me. So I'm not named after.
They named the character after you.
Actually, it's funny because like I wondered because it's like, where do you get a name like that when you've never heard it before? And it was apparently my grandpa who'd come up with it. So it's a fun fact.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Well,
I like to think of it as maybe an homage to the Holy Trinity, and by the Holy Trinity I mean Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman.
Right.
There was a comic series back in the late '80s called Trinity. So maybe your grandfather was a fan. You never know.
I don't know if you knew him. That would be really hard to believe, but maybe, who knows? Maybe there's some secret life I don't know about.
Well, isn't there that like 75-year-old grandma that plays like some game online, and she's like super famous for it. She has like a channel, and
she actually passed away late last year. Unfortunately, she was 91, and she used to play. She played Fortnite. She played Call of Duty. All those like battle royale online games that me and Jamie know nothing about, because we actually enjoy good story and not just murdering people. She was 91, I believe, and listeners, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm 99% sure she was 91, but she did pass away late last year. So, it proves that's gonna be me. You know, I'm going to be gaming until my last days. You know, I play at least, maybe like 3 or 4 hours of video games every single day. So I'll be doing that in my 90s.
There you go. Excellent. Ultimate gamer, something to look forward to.
Yeah, the nursing homes for our generation are going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they're already getting there. My grandfather, I think maybe about 5 years ago, we put him not put him in. He had dementia, so he had to go to a nursing home where he got care around the clock. So the technology's up there. Like, they had massive flat screen Sony TVs, like about 5 of them throughout the whole premises, recliner chairs for people to sit back and watch TV, and no gaming consoles, but I mean,
give it time.
Give it another 40 years or 30, 40 years when we're in nursing homes, and I'm pretty sure they will have like the PS10 or something like that.
Be like a 90s arcade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. All the millennials in there.
You can imagine someone coming back in time, or coming to the future, and it's just like, is this an arcade or is it an old folks home?
That's something like I would happily have Alzheimer's, because it means I'll be able to replay my favorite games all over again and experience it as brand new. So
yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to remember where you're up to.
Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe like a version of Alzheimer's where my memory kind of resets every 3 to 4 months.
It's like just the perfect amount.
Yeah, exactly. It gives me the time to finish my games, enjoy that, and then reset, and then I haven't played this one before, even though it's like my 100th playthrough. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Anyway, we've been going for a while, so let's ask the question: who is Trinity Cunningham?
Who is Trinity? I'm author, obviously. I write the Guardians of the Wildfire Stone series. So it's like a fantasy series that revolves around this Wildfire Stone, which is kind of essentially like the heart of this country. So it's all sword and sorcery, magic and curses and the like. A little bit, it's like medieval adjacent. So yeah, along those lines. That's what I write right now. Anyway, I've got the 3rd book. I've got the 1st book, Bloodbound. The 2nd book is Unbound, and I have them actually here. I'm so bad at like bringing these up. I got Bloodbound, and I've got Unbound, and then the 3rd one is coming out in April, Inherent Bound. So
sensing a theme, at least a word.
Yes. Only for this one. The series is done after the 3rd, and then I'm done with the bounds. I gotta move on.
What, you're not gonna do one called Homeward Bound?
Homeward Bound.
Like that classic movie? Ryan shakes his head, but you loved that movie, Ryan, didn't you?
No, I love that movie, but I just think that we should like at least alert Trinity to the fact that Jamie does all the dad jokes on this podcast, but has no children. So it's very, very weird. It's like a one of those, those Schrodinger's box things kind of thing. Does he not? So, but not quite.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Okay.
So we are going to talk about your books later. I did do some little bit of info stalking. So
Yeah, okay.
I did come prepared with the ability to put them on the screen. So that'll come
Very
later. But,
cool.
but first, we have to do our icebreaker questions,
Gotcha.
which are a lot of fun. But we do encourage people to be selfish on this show because we want to get to
Okay.
know you. We don't want to get this fake you where you're just. It's like the book version of or the indie version of Miss Universe or something. It's like.
Right, yeah.
So I can't remember last time. Did you go first, Ryan? Or
No, I think you did last time, so
all right,
I'll take the ball this time. All right. So yeah,
take it away.
basically, this question, we set the world for you. So picture this: there's no war. The world is at peace. There's no cruelty to humans, to animals, to anything. There's no financial distinction between everyone. Everyone has exactly the same amount of money all the time. Our politicians are actually truthful and honest and actually do what they say they're going to do. So given that we live in this almost perfect utopia, what is something that you would get rid of?
Man, I feel like we've got a perfect world here already.
We're looking for pet
I,
peeves, essentially.
okay, pet peeves. Well, uh, I'm like the least. I'm a very patient person when it comes
Mm.
to like pet peeves. There's very few things, but the things that bug me are whistling.
Whistling?
I can't stand it. Like, I don't know what it is. I hear like my daughter loves to whistle and she does it at home. Maybe it's just because she does it all the time and it's one of those things that
Yeah,
just grinds
yeah,
on me now. And
yeah.
I'm like, stop whistling. I love her and I love that she can do that. I can't even. Maybe it's also like that part of me that's like, she can do it and I can't.
Yeah. Maybe well, my sister can't whistle. Um, my brother-in-law can do the one where you put your fingers in your mouth and go. Whoosh.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No, I tried. I spent a great deal of time attempting at one point, and then I just decided to give up and be like, whatever. I hate whistling. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Whistling. Right, cool. So,
My answer there, if I was gonna say mosquitoes, because like mosquitoes are the worst,
mm,
but we're living in a perfect world, so I'm like, why are
yeah.
there mosquitoes in this perfect world?
Well, there was a long run of people that said mosquitoes like one after the
Yeah,
other all the time, to the point that we
they're
were
the
almost
worst.
going like, okay, there's no war, there's no crime, there's no mosquitoes because we get it way too much.
Yeah. Well, they suck, you know? Play
Literally,
on words.
literally.
Literally.
All right, cool. Okay, so what is something on your bucket list?
I would love to. Originally, I would have said skydiving, but then I thought about it more and I'm like, I don't think I want to. I like the idea of
Yeah.
it, but I don't think I want to. But I would love to fly a plane. I would
Okay.
love to one day do like what do you like flight school. Like just go for
Yeah.
like a day and do the like not a day, whatever, however
Yeah.
much time it is, and do the
Yeah.
fly a plane.
So,
Probably
I like
also
I like that you said you wanted to do flight school as well, rather than just get in a plane and fly it with no training. I mean, I'm sure the takeoff would probably be okay, but the landing might not be that great.
yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, at least you were responsible, and you said that you would go to flight school and take some lessons, and at
Yes.
least before you stole a plane.
No, I actually did study I did actually go for my pilot's license when I was
Oh wow.
16. I wasn't quite old enough. I went as like a practice. I was with ground school and cadets for a couple of years and I did the test. Didn't pass, but I couldn't have passed anyway because I was underage. It was just supposed to be like get a feel for what this is like.
Yeah.
And then I ended up dropping out because I just, with anxiety and everything, I was like, I can't be in a plane and be trusted behind
Oh
the wheel or whatever you call it. I don't even know
yeah.
anymore. You think I'd
Yeah.
know after studying, but
That's not a
no,
good
it is
mix.
bucket list though. I think one day I would like to
Yeah.
eventually like go up and fly a plane. It'd be a really cool experience.
I mean, you're
You
talking
sure
about
you'd
like
be you sure you'd be okay with the air making the whistle sound as you?
Yeah. Do you know what? It would terrify me, but isn't that what a bucket list is supposed to be? Things that
yeah,
like are like the big thing that you would do
yeah,
that you don't necessarily, it's not an everyday thing. It's not like I'd
yeah,
go do that randomly.
yeah. Well,
I like that.
if you fly a jumbo, you won't have to. There will be no whistling.
Yeah, it's very calm and quiet. It's a lot to handle.
Unless you have a really annoying co-pilot and they just whistle all the time while they work,
Right.
and then you'll have to just throw them out the side.
Well,
Howdy.
John Travolta flies those planes, so he
Oh
might
yeah.
whistle.
Yeah. That would be the violent part of me out. No, I'm not violent.
All right. Well, question number 3, Jamie, will you bring up the
I
graphic,
will bring
please?
up the graphic.
So this is something you may be familiar with. I'm not sure 100% because I believe you are residing in Canada, if that is correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, this is obviously a famous monument in the US, Mount Rushmore, with a bunch of famous presidents on there. But we want to know, what is your Mount Rushmore of TV shows? Can be from any era, any any genre, whatever it is that you think are, in your opinion, are the 4 best shows ever made.
Okay, I did have to look up what that meant, by the way. I'd never heard that before. But my 4 top shows. So I love Sherlock. That's always got to be up there for me. The Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman one. And I watched a show. It's recent. This one has like hit the top really fast. It's called Slow Horses. It's on Apple TV, and I've been addicted. I'm reading the books right now. This is like, I just went from the shows to the books because I can't wait for the 6th season to come out. So I'm like, I'll just get through the books now. But that one, I really enjoyed The Last Kingdom. That's that one was really good. And Timeless, it's another one. I don't know if that one's. It's not as popular.
Timeless. Is that 2 seasons?
I think so. Yeah, I think they did 2.
And
I wish they did more.
I think I watched it, and I can't remember who's in it.
They're not like super.
I know, but there was
that I recognize.
one of the girls was. I think the main lead was from Suits as a side character.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch that one. But,
I'm going to consult God, aka Google. Yeah, Slow Horses was good. I watched the first season. That's Gary Oldman, I believe, as well.
Yeah. Oh, he's brilliant in it.
Yeah, I really liked that. I really liked the first season, and then Apple TV just got astronomically expensive out here, so I stopped subscribing to it. Okay, Timeless, American science fiction drama television series in
Abigail Spencer.
2016. Yeah, Abigail Spencer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Malcolm Barrett.
Malcolm Barrett and Matt Lanter.
Malcolm Barrett. I knew him from a show called Better Off Ted, which was one of those 2-season shows, and it was so funny. It was he was a scientist for a big company that that makes everything, all these scientific breakthroughs, and they tried to freeze someone and they thawed out too early and he just randomly screamed at people. So funny.
That sounds like what was it Demolition Man? I can't remember. This sounds like a different sci-fi.
Yeah. No, it was a sitcom, and it was very funny, but it was very risque for the time. Like they had an episode where they invented these sensor lights, and they were so sensitive that they'd only pick up white people.
Oh my goodness!
so then they had to hire a white person to follow a black person around, but then they thought that was too racist, so they had to hire a black person to follow the white person.
Wow!
And it was just so stupid. But
what era was this? When was it made?
I think it was 2010, maybe.
Oh my goodness! Really?
Yeah, Better Off Ted. I'm looking because he's also a regular on Psych, another one of your favorite shows.
Yeah.
But Better Off Ted was 2009, 2010. So
yeah, 2 seasons.
Psych was a good one too. I actually forgot about that one, but that was a really good one.
Yeah. No, but I love Timeless. I watched that a few years back.
Yeah.
But again, not enough seasons.
No, I agree. I hate when they have a really good show and then they cancel it, and then it will change how I feel about the show. Then I'm like, well, I liked it, but they stopped it, so now I'm like, I don't know if I should like it anymore.
I'm kind of on the fence with that. Like, if they give the show, if the showrunners know that the show is going to end, and they get to give it a good ending at least,
Yeah.
rather than just because there was this show. I think I've mentioned it before. Came out, I think early to mid 2000, between 2000 and 2010, called Alphas. And it was back when the superhero genre was kind of getting a bit of a boom. And it was about these, I don't know, 5 or 6 people who had different abilities, kind of like in the vibe of Heroes, but more down to earth, more reality based. It was freaking amazing. It was on Sci-Fi over in the States. And it didn't come out on TV over here in Australia because we're that backwards that people don't want us to have good shows. So I had to obtain it legally. But yeah, it was such a good show. And then the season finale of season 2 was amazing. I was like, wow, I can't wait for season 3. And then they cancelled it.
Yeah.
And
of course they did.
man, come on. That will forever stick in my mind. And because of that, I refused to watch that show again because of how good that season 2 finale was. Yeah. And the fact that there's no more.
Yeah.
But if there's shows that get cancelled, but they get a good ending,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, perfect example was a show that me and Jamie liked, Resident Alien. I think initially they said they were going to cancel it at season 3.
Yeah, well, no, they did. They did, and then got picked up by another channel.
Yeah, and then I think it went to Netflix over in the States, and everyone loved it. It was an absolutely amazing show with Alan Tudyk in the lead. And then it got a shortened 4th season, which wrapped everything up perfectly.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. I can rewatch Resident Alien, again and again because they got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But shows like what they did with Alphas, and I'm sure a lot of other shows, I can't watch it again. That just ruins it for me. And it sucks because it was such a good show. But I can't watch it now because writers have just mucked it up.
That was like one of my favorite shows, Chuck. They did 5 seasons, but I think when it got to season 2, like that had the longest amount of episodes, and then season 3 they thought they were going to get cancelled, so they semi-wrapped it up, and then season 4 they thought they were going to get cancelled, so they semi-wrapped it up, you know. And then they went, season 5, but season 5 is definitely the last. Wrapped it up, you know. So I hate
when they're left open-ended, and you're like, but I was really enjoying that.
I'm weird. I like a little open-ended. So you have to think and you can guess. You go, what happened? You know. But if it's
there might be more.
But if it's like another one of my favorite shows from the early 2000s called The Pretender, the 4th season ends with all the characters on a train and the train blows up, and then that's the end.
That's
massive cliffhanger.
Super great.
you could tell that they got cancelled, and they were like, "How do we wrap this up without?" Right. We got cancelled the week before this episode was filmed. Yeah. Let's just put everyone on a train and blow everyone up.
No, I'm pretty sure it was like, we're filmed. Sorry, you're cancelled.
Yeah, I get ya. I get ya.
Not like, what was it, Stargate? When Stargate was halfway through making season 1 and they were given 5 seasons. Just 5 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's...
But that also doesn't really work well because we've seen what happened with the Lord of the Rings TV show. You know, that was greenlit for 5 seasons, a massive $1 billion budget, and it's still rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Is that the Rings of Power you're talking about? I think I only made it through halfway of the first season or something.
I forced myself to watch the first season. Me and my wife watched because we both love Lord of the Rings. I mean, me and Jamie and 2 of our other friends are massive fantasy nerds. We play D&D. We have for the last 10 years, once a month. So fantasy is our jam, and Lord of the Rings those movies are just so freaking perfect. It's not funny, and then we hear they're getting like $5.4 million or something per episode, or some ridiculous amount of money per episode, and then I think we forced ourselves to watch the first season, and it was just it was just horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And, I refused to. I don't even know how many seasons. I know there's a second season at least, but I mean, I
Yeah.
just no thank
Where,
you.
where the orcs are just trying to get by and they have families and
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
everything happens. So yeah, it's just
it's
insane.
so dumb. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of it.
No,
No,
I
don't.
made about halfway.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't get any better. And I, as I said, this is just someone, and you know me, Jamie will know me. I am very, very generous with TV shows and movies. You know, I'm one of those people who still went to, you know, all the Marvel movies when Marvel kind of took a bit of a nosedive. I still went and saw every single Marvel movie. I still, you know, paid money to go and see them. So I'm pretty lax, and even I didn't get to the second season. So
Yeah.
definitely, if you do have anything called taste, or you do like good storytelling, good fantasy storytelling, just go and rewatch the movies, the trilogy.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's just the best bet.
Extended
I
edition.
agree. I'm reading the books right now. Actually, I'm listening. I should say I'm listening to the Audible books read by Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
And it's
so good.
Brilliant. I love it. I can't get enough of this.
I'm going to say, because there's two different versions of the audio books, and when I got them, I first got my Audible account. A mutual friend of ours, Michael, said, "Look, make sure you go for the Andy Serkis ones. You will not be disappointed." And I have listened to them maybe 4 or 5 times since I got them. It's the way he does. I mean, you know, he can do voices, but the way that it feels like you're watching a movie, but you know, just listening to it.
Yeah, because I don't think I'd be able to get through that first bit of the first book if he wasn't reading it, where it's just like, hobbits! This is about hobbits! I'm going like, I don't...
But he makes it enjoyable.
Yeah.
He brings it to life for sure.
Yeah,
100%. Anything that he reads or does or acts in or, you know, produces or directs or writes or anything, I'm all on board for. So.
He's got some A-list trilogies because he's got Lord of the Rings. He's got the Planet of the Apes ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, even though the fourth one was filmed in Australia, it's so funny. The fourth one's great. But I'm sitting there and I'm going, that's a gum tree. that tree is you know, native to where I live. I know that train tunnel.
Very nice. That's so cool.
It kind of like almost ruined it. When they filmed Hacksaw Ridge in 20 minutes from my house, they walk into this building and I go, I know where that building is. And then they're inside the building and I go, that's not the inside of that building.
They always change. Yeah, that's how
the
it
inside
goes,
of that
right?
building is down there. You know, and it just kind of almost ruined it for me.
Yeah, my hometown has become a hot spot for a lot of filming because it kind of has semblance to certain like U.S. little town village kind of things. So there's lots of movies they do there, but then when you go inside, you're like, nope, not the same. I know that outside of the building, and I know the inside it's not.
Well, you got a lot of good TV shows. At least when I was growing up, like Canada was like the experts at pretending to be Americans because you know, like, filmed in Canada, we are Canada. But like Stargate was a Canadian production. You know?
Okay, I didn't actually know that.
Smallville, Canadian.
Yep.
I think I knew that one.
To the point where Stargate, Smallville, and Twilight Zone all used to play each other in a hockey tournament.
Okay.
Like I don't think a lot of the cast, but like a lot of the crew on that.
Yeah, well, I know Smallville. I know that was filmed in BC. I recognize like some of the like places. I don't live in BC,
Kansas.
but that's so it's just familiarity.
Yeah.
But the Flash show recently was filmed in Canada. I'm pretty sure Arrow and Supergirl were as well. So it's a big hub for it. I have a friend who he used to own a music studio over here in Australia. He used to play in a band that we played with quite a bit. He moved over to Canada just because he was doing, he does lighting for a lot of the movies. Like he did lighting for Suicide Squad and for a lot of the shows. And he did lighting for, I think, 3 seasons of The Flash. Okay. And when it came out, he knew that I absolutely loved it. And he actually, on my birthday, sent me a photo of him and Will Smith when he was doing lighting on the Suicide Squad movie. And he would send me like behind the scenes photos from The Flash and, you know, photos with all the cast and everything like that. It's insane. It's just, you guys do so. Yeah. And now he's a permanent resident. He lives over there permanently. His wife is Canadian and everything. So,
nice.
definitely a hub for television and
Well,
movie filming.
correct me if I'm wrong because you're from Canada, but I heard that like a lot of the reason why they film so much in Canada is because you can drive like an hour and the landscape changes, or half an hour and it like
It does.
it changes when like
In my province, we're like we've got forest, we've got desert, we've got cliffs, we've got
yeah.
prairies. Like we've got it all right in like one province, right in the middle.
So
like...
I bet that desert because they filmed the second or third third episode of Stargate. They go to a desert planet because the joke about Stargate is they literally go, we're going to a new planet. Okay, out back, just go out to the woods because every planet looks like Canada.
You know what, I've actually never been to the desert that we have here. I have no idea what it looks like, but my dad likes to tell me about it. So like I believe you. Yeah, 100%.
But again, I know those woods so well from Stargate. I was watching, what was it, the new anime show, but it's live action. Avatar.
One Piece. No,
Avatar.
Avatar.
Avatar, the last Airbender, which is better than a million times better than the movie. But they run past a log, and I recognize the log. That log is in Stargate, It's just that.
Those stand out to you, the landmarks.
Yeah, it's just insane. But I have a knack for picking extras. Like I spot extras who are in other shows. Like extra. Like, it's annoying. But
like the same ones. You mean like people who are like.
Yeah, like so. There's obvious ones like any movie Jackie Chan is, and he has the same stunt team, so all the bad guys are always the same. But
didn't even know that.
But well, it's because you work with a stunt team. You want to work with people so you don't
it makes sense.
Accidents. Ironically, Jackie Chan's broken every bone in his body twice, so. No, but there's other ones like like a lot of the sitcoms, Big Bang Theory, had crossover with Chuck. But yeah, I love watching the background ever since I was a kid.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Anyway,
so if our listeners didn't know we were nerds already, now you do.
It's okay. I'm right up there with you.
I'm an uber nerd. My favorite.
I will watch the. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. My favorite thing is watching for mistakes in the background because there's a lot. Like my favorite movie, Back to the Future. There's so many mistakes in the background that are so funny. There's a kid that needs to pee at the end of the third one, and he's just pointing to his willy. It's just like trying to tell people I need to go to the toilet. The horse.
I love looking at that.
There's a horse in The Last Samurai that kicks an extra in the nuts. So Tom Cruise rides up along the army, and then he gets off, and in the background the horse just does a sideways kick, and this extra goes.
Oh my goodness! It's a dangerous job to be an extra.
Yeah, it's like I'm up the front. I get to see Tom Cruise.
Man. That is fun. I like to watch the commentary after. Like, I'll go back and watch the movie with the commentary. Yeah. That tells you the nerdiness of me too. It's like the favorite movies. I could tell you those little tidbits and details in the filming process just because I watched it.
It's awesome. Anyway, let's get to the next question, which is, what is your zombie apocalypse plan?
Oh, I've thought about this one lots. Because I live in Canada, we have like -40, -50 this week temperatures. It's
you'll be insane. Fine. They'll be frozen.
I'm like, they'll just freeze. I'll go and bash some heads off, and we're good. Just gotta wait till winter.
That's pretty awesome because I just kind of like freeze in space, and then it's just like silent kill.
Yeah,
nice and easy. You don't have to deal with the crowds.
That's actually something I actually queried because my wife knows all these weird, wonderful facts because she has ADHD, so she hyperfixates on stuff. And I was watching the wrestling the other day. They were in Montreal, and like we all know that they like to over embellish when they say facts and stuff. And one of the commentators said, I think it was only -7. I don't know if it was Fahrenheit or Celsius. I couldn't tell you, but she said that it's that cold that if you took a pot of boiling hot water and threw it, it would turn to ice before it hit the ground. And I thought, oh yeah, whatever. I said to my wife, is that true? Is that how that? I mean, -7. Is that all it takes? And she said, yep, it really does. So, and you're obviously confirming it, living in Canada yourself.
Yeah.
That's at least in Celsius. I don't know Fahrenheit. I'm not familiar with Fahrenheit as much. At least We read Fahrenheit for water temperatures. It's weird, but air temperatures.
I was listening to a podcast, probably, but that actually came up. I think 33 is our zero.
Okay.
So Celsius. So it could be minus 7 Fahrenheit.
-7.
Because that kind of makes sense. It's like instant
yeah.
freeze, you know?
Yeah. Well, we've had like the temperatures we've had this week have been. My friend actually went out and did it. It's like, yep, no, it happens.
I don't think it's that cold out here. Like we get. I love the cold. Absolutely love the cold. Like at the moment, like I said, it's 7:39 and it's only 24 degrees outside, which is reasonably chill. And I've got the aircon on right above me right now. Like me and my wife, we sleep in the bedroom. We have the aircon on like 16 degrees flat the whole night, and
I love the cold.
Freeze and pull blankets over. But absolutely love the cold weather. I would much rather live in cold weather, all year round than have the summer that we're going through at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of I know this is not the weather podcast, but how hot do you actually get in Canada? I've never really met anyone to ask that question. Does it get as hot as it does in the States, or is it still reasonably cool?
Well, where I am, we get like the extremes on both ends. So we get really, really hot in the summer, like 40 degrees with like high humidity, and then in the winter we get like the very opposite end of that, where it's like freezing. That's why most people here will tell you that their favorite season is fall or spring, because it's just that not so hot, not so cold. But we get hot weather. I don't think as hot as you guys. My parents went to Australia a while back, and they're like, no, you just stand and sweat. Like you just stand and sweat on the ground.
Well, it depends where you go.
We have, like Jamie has it a little bit better because he lives in the mountains, so it doesn't get as hot. Like, and when I say as hot, just by a few degrees. But in Western Sydney, where I am, I live in a place called Maryland, and we get it just as hot. And apparently the hottest suburb in Sydney used to be a place called Penrith, which is kind of really west, but heading towards the mountains. Yeah, Jamie works there. But now Maryland is actually on par with Penrith. So the hottest degree we've had this summer has been 43 degrees. And it depends. If it's dry heat, I can tolerate it a lot better because there's no humidity. But it's when, you could have a 42-degree day dry heat and then have a 38-degree, 60% humidity. And that 38 degrees is going to kill you. But the 42 degrees, it's dry heat, no humidity, then you're okay.
Yep.
Again, I think it's once you get to a certain age as a male, you start caring about the weather a lot more. I can remember, I think it's when I turned 40 or 38 or 39, I was just like, wow. Every time my wife would touch the air conditioning remote, I'd be like, don't change that. Don't change the temperature. It's so cliche, but you do. You start caring about the temperature and the weather a lot more.
I think a few years ago, Penrith got to 49.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do remember that. That was when they actually had to send people home from job sites, and even people who worked in the office, with air conditioning and stuff. They sent kids home from school. They sent people home from work because it was just not safe to be outside.
We have this thing about cooking. We can cook eggs on the pavement. We can literally cook eggs on the pavement.
Yeah, 100%. You see, I follow a lot of. I love. Again, this may be showing my old age, but I love those. Outback trucker shows where they just drive across. From one side of Australia to the other, and you see all the breakdowns and everything that happens. A lot of those truckers I follow on Instagram and stuff, and they generally do most of summer, once a week, get out and they can fry an egg on the pavement, on the road. It's that insane sometimes.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It really is. Anyway, let's make it to the end of the icebreakers.
Yes.
We're only 43 minutes in, and we haven't even started talking about your book. So, question number 5. I'm going to have to bring it up because we have changed it recently. Now, you're familiar with the Back to the Future movies, aren't you, Trinity? Okay, just check.
I'm pretty sure everyone is.
I've got it. My husband's like big fan too. It's his favorite.
Question used to be, Bill and Ted, from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter.
Yeah.
But then we had so many people who were just like, "What? Who's Bill and Ted? Like, what this movie?" So, like, okay, fair enough.
Talking to the wrong people.
Oh, tell me about. Well, that's what I said to Jamie, but he just wanted to change the question. But anyway, so question number 5: Dr. Emmett Brown leaves his DeLorean parked in your driveway. Where and when do you go?
You know what? I'm like, at first I was like, oh, maybe I go like, back in Bethlehem or like early days,
Yeah.
Jesus, and like I'm like, yeah, but it probably sucked for women, so I don't think I want to go.
You got to think about that.
I know. I'm actually. That was a hard one because I'm quite content where I am.
Get one of your fake beards. Get a fake beard.
Yeah, right. Fake it. I don't know that there's anywhere I'd go in history that's not like, here and now. If anything, maybe the future. But then again, I'm also like, the future freaks me out. We got a scary future. I'm like, I don't think I'd go anywhere. I think I'd just probably let it stay parked and see who wants to take it.
You don't necessarily have to go back in time. You could just take it down the shops to do your shopping if you wanted to.
There you go. It would look cool. You know what? I would love that because people would know it and they'd be like, there's a DeLorean. And I'd be like, yeah, that's my ride.
There used to be a cafe down the road from me that had a DeLorean. He'd drive a DeLorean. He had the number plate signed by Michael J. Fox and
oh, that's amazing.
Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, they're cool, but apparently they're really unreliable cars, so it's quite funny.
I have heard that too. Yeah, my husband being a car guy, he loves Back to the Future, but he would say the same. Like...
There's a great episode of Chuck where they get this. So one of the characters buys a DeLorean for really cheap, and it can only get up to like 15 miles an hour or something, 20 miles an hour, and it ends up like the bad guys, punched a few people, and then he climbs into the DeLorean. He's like, and they're like, he's getting away. He's like, not at 15 miles an hour, he isn't.
No, 88 miles per hour.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
No, that's I know. I'm sorry, my answer is so bland, but like,
no,
I don't want to go anywhere that's not here.
But you don't have to. It's all fair.
Yeah.
You're the first one to decline.
That's I really thought about it, and I want to have an answer that's like, oh, I'd do this so unique and original. It's like, no, I know that I'm in the right. I was born in the right era. I was born in the right. My brother might have been born in the wrong era. He's like a 70s hippie guy. I don't know.
Awesome.
But yeah. No.
All right. Well, we've done the icebreakers. So, our next question for you is: what's your author origin story? How'd you get into it? How'd you get to this point where you've published 2 books and another one on the way?
By accident. No, I started out origin, like going way back. I started out always loving stories, writing. I didn't want to write books because I thought they were really long and too much detail, too many words. And so I went into screenwriting, and I was doing that for a little while. I never wanted to show my work to anybody because it was super embarrassing. And I was like, here's my screenplay that no one's ever going to see because it sucks. But when I kind of set it aside for a while, and then my mom wrote a children's book in 2020, or she published it in 2020. And she's like, it's not that difficult, like the process, because she self-published or hybrid published, went through hybrid publishers. And I was like, oh, well, that doesn't sound too bad. So I went through the process of, I started writing. I just was like, well, I'm going to start writing, and I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to publish it. It was really naive thinking, really just like, this is what I'm going to do. I have no thought behind it, no leading up to one day I'm going to write a book. It was just like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do right now. And it was turned out to be what I needed, because it was a bit of a therapy for me. kind of dealt with some of my own personal issues through my character who helped me through these issues. In hindsight, I'm looking back and I'm like, oh, I see his growth, but I also see mine.
Yeah.
So it was definitely the right time for it. I think that timing has a lot to do with it. Just by the time I'd gotten halfway through it, I knew I wanted to do something with it and not just sit on it. So I did look into the publishing routes that there were and decided pretty early on that I was going to self-publish. It didn't even really cross my mind to go any other way. And yeah, so kind of discovering the process through there. But 2020 brought me to the place where I was ready to write a book. And then in my head at the time, it wasn't just one book. So I always knew it would be more. And yeah, that's my origin.
That's literally, this is Twilight Zone stuff, because I wrote my first book in 2020. Before then, I got into screenwriting. You know? And I went self-pub, and then I got picked up by Hybrid, and then they went bankrupt, and then I just did everything myself.
Yeah.
So literally the same
so cool.
journey.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think with and this is only just coming. I'm not an author myself because the same as you. I'm like I have lots of stories in my head that I like to put on the paper, but it's weird. I have the attention span for some things. Like I can sit there and play a video game for 4 or 5 hours straight. I did that yesterday. I literally just played Spider-Man for 4 or 5. I think 4.5 hours straight. And didn't even know, but I every time I tried over my life to write a book, I get maybe 2 or 3 chapters in, and I'm like, I just cannot do this. So I don't know what it is, but I find that during this podcast, there's either the origin story can be answered in one of 2 ways, pretty much the whole time. You've either been writing your whole life since you were a little kid, or you started later in life or during COVID, or, because a lot of people had a lot more time in COVID. You can go out and hang out with friends and stuff. So why not, pen to paper? But it is so strange that, I still have yet to meet that in between author who's been like, yeah, you know what? I started when I was a teenager or when I was in my early 20s. And, it's always, I've been writing since I was 2, or I started writing in the early 2020s. I just find that fascinating. I don't know if it's just a thing that either clicks when you're born or clicks when you get to a certain age, and you just, I think you guys are amazingly talented. I wish I could put half the stories in my head to paper, and the fact that you guys have the actual ability to write, especially fantasy. We all know how long fantasy goes for. I've read 1,000-page fantasy books. You guys are just you have the control and the focus to do it that I wish I had. But I don't know. I wonder if that's something, whether you start early or start late. I just wonder if there's something in the water when you're born, or when when you hit your 20s, like you hit the 2020 mark. I don't know.
I don't know. It was a series of circumstances for me. It was just, I did always love writing since I was young, but never, like I said, it was too many words to write in a book, but it's more of the stories that I always love. And I think that if I didn't write them down, they would just drive me crazy and like stir within me and be like, just trapped in there, and then nothing would get resolved in me. So it was just like, just write and do it, just because get it out of my head.
And then I feel the same way, but like the fact that you had the focus and the ability to actually sit down and write all of that, I think that's amazing. So I before this podcast, I actually did research, and I actually got your first book before we even started recording. So I'm looking forward to delving into it. So I'm on a bit of a fantasy kick at the moment. I just finished reading Jamie's latest book as a test reader, and that was really good fantasy. So and the one I've just started is fantasy. So I'm on a bit of a fantasy kick aside from my normal horror. So I'm looking forward to back into it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get Jamie's book as well. I'm not on a fantasy kick at the moment. I finished the third book and I feel like I've just been in fantasy overload for like 6 years now. What is it? Since 2020. So I'm like, take a break for a little bit and
Yeah.
I love fantasy still and I will get back to reading it. I'm just in a bit of a lull, a break right now. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but
well, I mean, you've been writing it for so many years. I can imagine. It's like the last thing you want to do in your free time after spending all this time writing fantasy is actually reading the same thing.
as much as I do love it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
No,
yeah.
I love fantasy, but I have to audiobook
Okay,
them
yeah.
mostly because they're so big. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the one Ryan spoke of, that's my first attempt at fantasy, and I've heard from most of my a few of my beta readers, and a lot of them say like the prose is really good, but the some of the characters are a bit bland. Like, there's stuff I've got to work on. Like I want to make it better. I want to fill it out a bit more because it's literally the first time I've done fantasy. So it's
So
going to
your
be a lot of
fantasy
work.
one's not out yet, or it is?
No, no, it's not out
Okay,
yet.
but you
It's
do
just-
have something. You do have.
I
something.
do have 5 books.
Okay, yeah.
I got my Emu War book, which is literally the only one anyone ever wants to care about. That's all they want. I've been on because I released 3 last year.
Okay.
One was a novelette. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's my latest
very nice.
one.
That's probably the one I've seen. I was
which
like,
is also up there. That's a prequel,
okay.
but it's great because 2025 was my most growth. It was the year with my most growth. Like I went back because like someone read Ancora, which is the first book in the series. I Destin's the prequel, and they said, "Oh, like someone's the dreaded typo," Like, so I went back and looked at it and I went, "Wow, my writing has come a long way in just 6 months." So now,
That's nice.
I'm like, eventually I want to go back and re-edit, kind of
Fix them.
tweak things because to match my modern writing style. 'Cause
Right.
the
Yeah.
thing is, this is the advice I give anyone: like, don't start with a series unless you are, at a level where you can be consistent. Because
Right. Yeah. I get that.
yeah,
I started with a trilogy, and it's
yeah,
like I could see the growth in my own, like from
Yeah.
first book to third book, and it's
Yeah.
like the first book. I have republished it now because I did go hybrid the first time and then I pulled from them because it was just like it was a matter of money. Like it was like
Yeah.
less than half the price to order a stock of books
yeah,
for myself rather than going through the company. So I was like, I'm just gonna pull from them and republish it under my own imprint now because I know what I'm doing where I didn't
Yeah.
the first time. So
yeah.
sad.
That's it.
Well, I think we live in a world like it's. I think now is a really great time to be an author with all those with all those tools out there to self-publish. I mean, I've said this before on the podcast, but ever since starting this podcast, I've moved away from reading a lot of traditional publishers because all I read is indie pretty much, and I absolutely love it. Like so much of the indie, so many of the indie books I've read have shot the traditional published books I've read out of the park. It's just.
Yeah.
There's so much talent out there, and I'm just really happy that there's places like Amazon or other places that you guys can actually put it out there without having to worry about, 20 or 30 years ago, you wouldn't be able to do that. You would have had to been traditionally published or nothing. And I think, and we, who knows how many good stories we've missed out on because of that. Judging by the amount of amazing indie books I read last year, and that I've already read 3 this year, and we're only at the beginning of February. So, I think it's such a good time to be a writer. With all the tools out there to publish and get your stories out there without having to go to send it into 100 different publishers and then get rejection or success and all that kind. That stuff would drive me insane.
Yeah. Just because the timing isn't right or the market or whatever it is, it's like I know 100%. It's nice to be able to do that, to go in directly and just put it out there. And the quality is high. Like it's high quality work. I've been doing lots of beta reading this month, so I've been really enjoying it. And it's like I'm super impressed. Like these are like early drafts, and I'm like, these are really good.
Oh, definitely. I read pretty much all of Jamie's stuff before it comes out. Like at the moment, for the last book and for his current one that he's working on, I'm reading it, 3 chapters at a time. He'll do 3 chapters, send it to me, I'll read it and stuff like that. And It's just the fact that it's not even at its editing stage yet, and it is as good as it is, and that goes for all the beta reading I've done. I've just last year just got really into beta reading. Like I read so many good books that I know are coming out this year, and I can't wait for them to get out because they were just. I had literally no feedback aside from a few spelling mistakes because I'm a Nazi. I'm a grammar Nazi.
Be a good proofreader.
100%. Like I actually read when Jamie sends me the chapters. I read them twice because the first time I just read them without my spelling mistake grammar glasses on, just to enjoy the story, and then I'll read it again and I'll go, okay, let's have a look at the spelling and the grammar and go from there. But there's just the indie author world is just absolutely amazing and booming right now. And I have this podcast to thank for my 100 or 102 now to TBR list. Because every time we do an interview, I end up buying a book, or now that I'm on X, and the only people I follow on X are authors, like indie authors, and I think it's good and it's bad because it's good because I get to interact with all you guys, but it's bad because at least once or twice a week people have sales, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy this, I'll buy this, I'll buy this, I'll buy this. It's just like, and look, I'm so glad that I haven't bought an indie book over $10 yet, Australian, $10 Australian. So I'm very happy about that. My bank account is very happy about that. But yeah, my TBR list is just insane. But I'm slowly making I set myself a goal this year to read 50 books. 50 books.
That's a good goal.
One a week, essentially.
I set mine for 30 and I'm like contemplating 50. I'm already at 8. So I'm like, I should probably up this.
That's it. Like I read a lot of horror because horror is my jam. I love horror movies, TV shows, books, games, whatever. And I've only just gotten into reading horror last year when we started interviewing authors from a group called the Dark Veil Society, and so many good horror. But as with horror movies, the horror books are normally a lot shorter than fantasy and stuff like that. So if I'm having a slow month, I might read like two or three or four, I might read 2 horror novellas in a week and then go, okay, that's 2. That's done.
Yeah. The size of it matters.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, generally most fantasy books I read are, upwards of 400 pages. So I try and get through at least maybe 1 to 2 to maybe 3 per month, depending on how much I'm reading. So, but it's just, I'm spoiled for choice. I have so many amazing books on my TBR that I just can't wait to get to.
Yeah, it's the size of the book is also why I haven't upped it to 50, because I know there's a few on my list that are going to be like chunkers, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be disappointed if I don't hit that 50 or like pushing to read smaller books just because. It's like, no, I'm just gonna like leave it at 30 and read the books I'm gonna read, and some of them like are bigger than others, but it's just I'm actually recently into horror. I think I read 1 so far. I've just read 1 novella, and I'm like, hey, that's my first intro into horror.
What you're probably going to cause me to buy another book, but what horror novella did you read?
It was Molly McCabe's the short. I can't remember the name of it right now.
What comes before?
What comes before? Yes, thank you.
Well, I already own that, and I've already read that, so thank you. I don't have to buy another book today. I'm safe. But she's amazing. I've read that, and I've read the first book of her trilogy, Dark Bloom. And actually, I got an alert that the sequel actually came live overnight.
Whispers of something?
Yeah, I got it. I did get a beta copy of it. I didn't get around to reading it in time, but I did also purchase a copy. So I have 2 copies now. So, but
it's on that one's on the Dark Bloom I have, and the Who Put Bella in the Witch Elm, and Clatterman as well. You'd mentioned earlier. I have those 3 on my shelf, so I'm like, those are my intro into it.
Who Put Bella in the Witch Elm? Literally missed out on my book of the year by about maybe 2%, because I that in my TBR list for a very long time. I think we interviewed Blake Myers early last year, and I bought his book on the spot, as I normally do. I didn't read it until, I think, September, and I couldn't stop. I normally read for about 3.5 hours a night. There were times where it was like midnight and I was still reading, so I was up to 5 hours by then. That book is such a good book.
That's
such
good.
a good
I'm
book.
excited for it. You're selling it well right now.
Oh yeah, look, I do that. That book is, as I said, with that and Clatterman, because I knew about the awards that we were doing for quite a while, and every week they were kind of taking each other over. I was like, oh, do I want this? And at the end of the day, like, Who Put Bella in the Wickham is, it's a good chunk. I think it's almost 400 pages, but it didn't feel like that long. It felt like I'd read it like that. The Clatterman is, I think, about 200. And that one for me was just nostalgia because I grew up on the Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, the Halloween, the Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street, those kind of slashers, and Clatterman falls into that genre quite well. So you're in for a treat with both of those books.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Anyway, now that we're done talking about other people's books, let's talk about your books.
Yeah, right. That's why we're here.
I'll bring up the covers.
There they are.
So, before we dive into the pages, Ryan, do you want to ask about the covers?
Yeah. So obviously, I'm sensing it without really having to think about are these part of a series. You can quite clearly tell by the similarities in the covers. So was this something that you designed yourself, or did you contract out to an artist? And if so, did you use the same artist for both covers, or for, in fact, all three of the covers for the Bound series?
So Bloodbound was done. There's a story to that one. I had originally contracted out, and it was a different cover, and it was beautiful. Like he did a really nice job. It looked a little bit young for the audience that I was going for. So, and then I didn't end up, I didn't know at the time that I was going to go hybrid publishing. And then when I went with the hybrid publishers, they had part of their package deal was they do a mock-up for a cover. And so I was like, well, let's see what it looks like. And then I was kind of doing the comparisons. And this one was the one that won out. Originally, the colors were not right. They had done it in red and gold. And I'm like, no, they have to be like this blue, purpley, foggy hue kind of thing. So they were able to do that for me. And I was like, okay, perfect, brilliant. But yeah, it was just a little bit of an older audience than my original. I should probably get the original one so I could still show it because it's really nice. When I went with the second one, I opted not to go with the hybrid publishers, also again for money reasons, just really expensive. So I was like, I'm going to do this on my own. And I had a lot of encouragement from the community, which is brilliant. I love that too. My biggest problem was like, I need a cover that's going to line up. And if I was going with the publishers,
oh, you froze.
So I was like, when I looked for an artist, I was like, can you match kind of this look? And the person that I was talking to at the time was like, yep. So I went forward with it and hired him. But I don't know, maybe I'm really picky. Maybe I'm like the worst person to work with for artists. I don't know. It was not what I was looking for necessarily. And at the time I didn't have the compass image. We were using the original like Bloodbound, the emblem. And just playing off of that at the time too, I had learned that the hybrid publishers who did Bloodbound had used generative AI for the emblem. And I was like, yeah, I just don't want to like go forward with it in that, like knowing that now, like where at the time I didn't. It's just my preference. I didn't want it used in it. So when I went with the cover, then I was like, well, I'm not paying for another cover artist because I already did and I'm not using that. So I had already licensed the font. And I had already like licensed images through Adobe because I do photography and I do other stuff as well. And so I was like, well, I'm going to make it and see how it goes. And I'm my worst critic because I felt like I did it in a rush and I felt like I was like under pressure to do something. But I made the cover for Unbound. And now also done the cover for Inherent Bound, which I feel a lot better about because I've actually like gone and prepared to do it and taking my time over months to like perfect it. So it's been a process with the covers for sure, and a definite learning curve either
Mm.
about my tastes or my communication. I'm not sure, but it's at least I know I can. So yeah, that's
Well,
the story behind this.
I think and you have obviously you have every right to be picky because it's your
Mm.
work, it's your your creation, your pride and joy. So I think you have to be picky about it, and you
Yeah.
have to say this is not good, like not good enough. This is not what I had in mind.
Yeah.
This is not what I'm looking for, and you have every right to say that because I mean that you've got the perfect idea in your head, and sometimes that can be really hard to describe and to put down on paper. But the
Yeah.
fact that you were able to then go and say, you know what, I'm just going to do this myself because I know what I want, and to actually have that cover look as good as it did, from you designing it yourself, and to hear that, you know what, you're confident enough to move on and do the third cover as well, I think is phenomenal. The cover looks amazing. So
Thank you.
I'm not
I'm
100%. And to me, if you told me that, the same artist did both covers, I would have believed you because they look so similar in terms of being, you could tell that they're part of a series.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I hope the third too. I was going for a theme with the there's elemental magic in them. So the first one being kind of like you get that earthy vibe, and then the second one with the water, and the third's gonna have fire. So you got the colors too, the blue and the green and then the red. So it's gonna it's
Clever.
gonna look good all together. I haven't done a cover reveal yet. Otherwise, I'd be like all over that. But
Yeah,
kind
that's
of just
that's amazing. Yeah, I really like Jamie does a lot of his own covers too. And I have not got a design that kind of design artistic bone in my body, and the fact that you guys can come up with something so amazing, I think is really good. But I definitely see the different elemental shades in the coloring and everything like that to pick up on that. So I think that's what it's getting me more and more excited to read the book. So
mission accomplished then.
But sell it a bit more. What's the plot? What's the story about?
yeah,
What's this world that you've created?
So the first book, Bloodbound, is about a curse and it's wiped out magic from the land. And these twin brothers, their blood is entwined with it and they don't know it, so they mistakenly break the curse and reawaken the magic, and it draws attention to themselves from everyone,
Mm.
including the tyrant ruler. That's kind of like the summary in a nutshell, but there's so much more. The second book, it takes place 40, I think it's 40 years later, something like that. I don't even know the amount of years between. And the character, Nick, is given a gift that has magic that's like his, and it draws him back to his homeland where there's a prophecy spoken about him. And if fulfilled, it could bring the destruction of the land. So it's they're kind of like, I say they work well as standalone, but there definitely is a like it's better enjoyed, I think, read in the order of like Bloodbound, Unbound, and then Inherent Bound is a prequel actually, so it comes before Bloodbound. So you kind of get that full circle in there of this whole series of the Guardians of the Well of Firestone, where each book is about a different guardian.
Nice. It wouldn't be a fantasy without a prophecy, right?
Right?
yeah,
I
100%.
I love the prophecy. And I'm like, you know what? I know there's so much like back and forth about tropes and all this
Yeah.
and the chosen one. I'm like, I will take chosen one to the cat. Like I love it. I will always use it.
Well, it's a,
And like
it's about
reluctant
how you
hero.
execute. It's about how you execute it, though. Like
Yes. Yeah,
there's
exactly.
some tropes that you just want, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And if they're done well, and that's the thing too, is like when writing it, it's like I don't want to do the chosen one just for the sake of doing it. Like I want it to feel
yeah,
like you want to root for him,
yeah.
obviously. Like that's the goal, right?
Like
So making the
my favorite trope, absolute favorite trope, is the what I call the "I love being alive" trope, where
okay.
where it
I like
starts
the
and
sound of that.
you just know something's going to go wrong, horribly wrong. So it's almost like like the hero's journey maybe begin with like a villager being like the whole village being destroyed or whatever, but you know it's coming, and they keep leaning into the like I really love life, and and you just know something's going to go wrong. That's going to spark the story. I just love them.
I like that too. That's I don't even think about that, but when you say it, it's like, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, there's a bazillion movies that do it. I'm just like, oh, something's going to go wrong. It's like focusing on the family, oh, they're all together and happy.
Right, so you're waiting for it. Those promises that are being made.
Yeah. And then,
that's something that I read in a book on writing, like on the craft of writing, and it was like, make lots of promises, but make sure you're fulfilling them. If you're showing everything's going well, you better be sure that something's gonna go wrong. Like, yeah, it sucks for them. Sorry, characters. Not sorry.
Are you ever sorry about killing character? Have you ever had to kill a character you didn't want to kill, but you knew you had to kill?
Yeah. I can't give spoilers, but there was definitely one in particular that was like, well, okay, let's go back. There was one death that I didn't see coming, that I didn't know was gonna happen. You'd think as the writer I would, but I'm a little bit of like discovery writer where I plot points, but then I don't really know fully where they're taking me. So I kind of, deviate a little bit.
We are the same person.
I was like, you look like you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I get to this point and I was like, oh, that just happened. What? So there's those ones where I didn't see them coming, but I'm like, I'm rolling with it. That's there. That's natural. Then there's ones where like, I know it has to happen and I'm dreading it. And I'm like, oh, but is there a way around? There was one, like I spent like weeks trying to look for the loop around. Like, how can I do this where this doesn't happen? And I was like, it's just not happening. It has to. So definitely there's those ones where it's like, I don't want to do this though.
Random citizen jumps in the way.
Yeah, right. I don't even know. I did for the one I'm talking about, I did have something and I was like, I could make it work, but it felt like a cheat. It felt like I was cheating the story. Yeah. And I was like, no, I need to stay true to this, and this is what's got to happen. And I know it sucks, and I'm like dreading it, but yeah, there's those ones too.
I did that with one of my stories where I think I did like 4 drafts or whatever, and I kept cycling through, and it kept getting me to that point and going, no, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it.
Makes it really hard to write it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely have those ones too. And then the ones where you're like, it's going to be good, I promise. Like they're it sucks, but it's going to be better.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the opposite, being a massive horror fan from being 10 years old. I don't like it when people live. There's certain people that live. I'm like, you should be dead. How did you escape? You have not one athletic bone in your body, yet you managed to outrun this supernatural entity that should have murdered you the second it saw you.
Right. So I get MacGyvers.
People... Exactly. That's one trope I hate. The unassuming, innocent person who's never had to deal with anything bad in their life, and then all of a sudden when something bad happens, they're like a superhero.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like, no, that doesn't sound realistic to me.
No.
It's not at all. A lot of times, like, I know for myself, like I have a character who's not the hero type, but he's got a lot of people around him. And it's the dynamics of that kind of help in his case, but
oh, definitely the support. Every good team every good hero needs a good support team around them. We all know that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I definitely don't shy away from death in stories, but at the same time I don't just do it like on the fly.
You're not George R. Martin. You don't just murder people every chapter.
No.
Yeah.
Like there's something to be said for and that was something when you're talking about the favorite shows, I was like, well, I enjoyed Game of Thrones, but not to the point that it was like I love it, because I'm like, I couldn't root for any one character except for the one they killed off in the first season. I like a good guy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like Game of Thrones for me I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. My wife absolutely loved it. I think I've only ever watched it once. I've never watched it multiple times, whereas my wife, she'll watch it multiple times, and she likes the spin-off, the House of the Dragon and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just there's no one to really. There's only one or two characters throughout the whole show or all the books that you can root for that actually make it out alive. It's just, and that's not how that kind of fantasy is really supposed to be. You're supposed to. It's kind of meant to be the hero's journey, and you really only got that for one or two of the characters. Where I think maybe like a few more should have had that opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's one of those things where I'm just a horror buff. I'm like murder everyone except for just give me one person that survives. I'm okay with, but when you start giving multiple people surviving, these supernatural entities and stuff like that, I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's the bringing people back that gets me. I'm like, if you're bringing a person back, there better be a good reason for it, and there better be like a good explanation for it, because I hate the cop out, like bring them back kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Well, I'm a comic book fan from way back, and that's the one thing that annoys me in comics, especially Marvel and DC, that no one ever stays dead in the comic books. And I used to believe that. I used to believe that no one stays dead except for Spider-Man's uncle. But then I read a series not long ago where he was not really killed. He was transported to a different dimension, different multiverse. And he's now living with dinosaurs and scantily clad women that fight a lot of people.
Why?
I thought Uncle Ben was sacred, but clearly not.
Yeah, right. I mean, his death had meaning. It had impact. Leave him dead. That's terrible.
What we do for the stories. Before we play our game of story pitch, what are you working on now? Like, what are you going to do after this series?
I have a few stories. So I just wrote a short story that's a sci-fi. I've submitted it to an anthology now, so we'll see what happens. But I'm like, either way, it was fun to write. It was an origin story for the novel that I have. That's a sci-fi, and also one of like the first screenplays that I had written way back when that I revamped and made it way better. That's not something I won't show. It's something I will. And then I have another story that's set in the same world as the Guardians of the Well of Firestone, but not any of the same. Like, it's just a different country that you won't see any of the same characters, but it's still like the vibes. But yeah, that one will have sirens in it, and they're really evil. And and then I've got lots planned, but that's kind of like most like closest to what I'm doing next. Yeah. I've got other ideas that are like definitely there for another time to consider and ponder.
Excellent. Well, let's give you some new ideas with our wonderful game called Story Pitch.
Yeah, okay. Just so you know, I'm terrible at these.
Everyone says that, but they end up doing really good. So the game is called Story Pitch. It is inspired by Mirthquake. Some of the stuff that they used to do. It's awesome. But yeah, so you've got a setting, genre, main character's profession, and a crazy addition. Basically, you give us a number between 1 and 12 for each of these categories. Me and Ryan have a brand new graph that correlates to the number that you give us, and then we give you the parameters for you to pitch us a story.
Okay.
Just so you know, there are 2 rounds. The first round tends to be easier. I did shuffle these around a bit, Ryan, because after we play the game, I'll let you guys know the statistics. Because I went through the entire story pitches that we've played and collected all the data. Then I ran it through AI and said which is the most common answers we get. So I just don't want to put ideas. I don't want to put ideas into your head before we play them. You know.
Well, I like that you've also incorporated in the new graph some of the answers that we've asked previous guests. What would they like to have in the crazy edition field, and I can see a couple of them in there. So
yes,
I think that's going to be quite good.
So once we stop recording, feel free to give us a crazy addition that we can add to this to the story, because Tim McKay put a real good one in there. And if you get it, you'll know it was Tim McKay.
Okay.
So
now what this is.
let's start by giving us some numbers.
Just pick any between 1 and 12.
Any numbers. Now you can go 4 4 4 4 4 because each one's different if you want, or because we've had that before. But it's 1 to 12 for each of these categories, so we need 4 numbers.
Okay, let's go 5.
Yep.
Do I have to say them all like right now? Just pick 4 numbers.
Yep, any 4 between 1 and 12.
5309.
5309.
Is there a 0? No, there's no 0, so let's do 1.
1. Okay, 5319.
Yeah.
Okay, so your setting is a cruise ship.
Okay, your genre is fantasy. Clearly, you're quite accustomed to.
It's a fantasy cruise ship.
There we go.
Okay, 1. Your main character, we get this quite a bit, is a super spy.
Oh, here I am in like spy thriller mode. Like my whole month has been slow horsing.
Jeez, we can't avoid. I shuffled this just so before you give it, Ryan. I shuffled this so we could avoid this happening all the time, but we still got it.
Yep, number 9 is one that we've had a lot. This crazy edition. This is something or someone that must appear in the story, and this one is actually. It has to be the actual person, so not a character that this person has played. It is the actual human person. And so your crazy addition is Henry Cavill.
So they have to be an addition, or
something that Henry Cavill, not Superman, not Geralt from The Witcher.
Okay.
The actual person, Henry Cavill, has to be in your story at some point for some reason.
Okay.
So,
oh boy.
To run it through again, give you some thinking time. The setting is a cruise ship. It's a fantasy. Your main character is a super spy, and Henry Cavill has to appear at some point.
Okay, that's going to be hard to differentiate now. Henry Cavill not being the main character, but having him appear.
Theoretically, you could say Henry Cavill is the super spy, but it has to be Henry Cavill. No, it has to be Henry Cavill becoming a super spy, which is probably illogical.
Right.
Although all his brothers are like top secret military people, so it's plausible. But yeah,
are they actually? Is that like legit?
yeah. Like his brothers are in the military, and they're all like their records are like blocked because they're like special forces. Redacted. That's the word.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I just kind of like start giving you a.
You can just give us a pitch. So you're like, say for example, we're the publisher, or it doesn't have to be a book. It can be a movie, or a TV series. Yeah, story. So we're the publisher / team, studio that you're pitching. So you don't have to give us the whole story, just a general idea of what this, like a synopsis of what the story is. So it's like you're wanting to sell this story to us so we can say, yes, he's a lot of money to make it or to write it.
Okay. I'm torn here between my options for the cruise setting because I've got ideas, but I'm influenced right now by Hotel Transylvania, the kids show. I'm like, it's a cruise ship for monsters.
Use it.
But I like that. I'm rolling with it. Yeah. I was like, or they could just be people with magic, but no, monsters is way cooler. So we have a cruise ship for monsters, but they're like, you got all the classic werewolf and vampire, and let's throw the Loch Ness monster in there for fun. You got all these different characters that are these beasts, and you have a main character who's a super spy. So they are, I don't know if they're human or not yet. I haven't come around to that point yet. But they're on a mission on this cruise ship, and they are looking for a certain monster that is going to terrorize. I just haven't worked out the details. And let's see, where does Henry Cavill come in? He's not a monster. Darn, I've got to have humans on here. Okay.
I mean, he could be like the doorman or the
there you
waiter.
Go. I like that too.
they kidnap Henry Cavill.
You know what? My brain goes in so many different directions right now, and I'm like, I could do this, I could do that. I got good ones.
My brain is going somewhere. It's like you could have Galaxy Quest.
Yes.
Where the alien. So a fantasy creature watches The Witcher and kidnaps Henry Cavill.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Sorry, I'm helping.
That's I love that. Can I steal that?
Steal it. Go for it. Steal it.
Okay, so that's what they do. The aliens, not the monsters. The super
monsters.
spy monster has a team, and they kidnap Henry Cavill because he's the Witcher, but he's not. And they are trying to root out what this terror is that's going to decimate something. I just don't have it yet. Land. They're on a cruise ship, so maybe it's something like a, I don't know what they're called, those big ships that are the war, like where they have like all their jets, planes on. I don't know.
The carrier.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, I don't know what that. I watched them in movies, but yeah. So they're maybe they're targeting this carrier, and either this is where again my mind is going nuts here, and I'm like, I could play this so many different ways. Or maybe there's some information that needs to be retrieved. No, I got the super spy who's on the cruise ship, and he's trying to retrieve the information for the carrier. Maybe. I don't know where to take it from here. Is there more?
Well, no, that's it. Unless you have a fantasy creature who is a super spy and they want to make their own carrier.
Oh.
You know, so they commandeer the ship to take them.
Oh yeah, so it's there. So then they're moving off the cruise ship and making the and the Witcher is there or Henry Cavill is there, and he doesn't know what to do with himself because he's not actually the Witcher.
He's like, fight the monsters.
But he'll look good doing it.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Okay,
Works.
I don't know. You picked the super spy thing, and my mind is in like I said, I've been watching the Slow Horses, reading them, and so my brain is all there right now.
Yeah, all right. Before we play the second round, I'll tell you, because Henry Cavill has turned up so many times. He's the top crazy edition. Like even when I move the number to avoid people picking the same number.
The algorithm wants Henry Cavill.
Yeah, yes, the algorithm. Okay, let's go for round 2. Let's see how this one goes. So you can give us the same numbers, or you can give us new numbers, because it's a new graph.
6, 7, 8, 9.
6, 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
All right. Looking at graph number 2, we've had this one before. Your setting is an enchanted forest.
Okay.
Your genre is grim dark fantasy, so still in the fantasy.
Still fantasy. No, it's 7, Ryan.
Beats romance, so I'll take it.
Oh no, my bad. Sorry, I apologise. Your genre is dark comedy.
Oh, I can do dark comedy. I think maybe. If you're gonna see how warped my mind is that it?
Well, this one is going to throw a real spanner in the works, because your main character is a marine biologist.
Ooh, in an enchanted forest.
Yes.
Okay.
And your crazy edition, which is something or someone that must appear in the story, is a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker.
Okay, let's see.
So an enchanted forest, a dark comedy, a marine biologist, and a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker.
Okay. Let's take our main character. We'll call him Dolph, because he's a marine biologist and it sounds like dolphin. We'll call him Dolph. And he's dark comedy. Oh boy. So he's got to have the little sidekick character, because we just got to have the banter. I don't know what the I mean, we'll give him a nickname. He's called Flounder.
Flounder?
We'll have his Flounder, his little sidekick. And what's he doing in an enchanted forest? It's enchanted, so it's magical. So you know what? There's a hidden ocean under the forest floor. And he's got something to do with the candlestick. What did you say? The butcher?
A butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker.
In the undersea ocean. Okay. So maybe, you know what? He's a marine biologist. He's looking for the lost city of Atlantis. And rumor has it it's been hidden under this enchanted forest floor. And so he's going on this hunt, this search through, and he's dark, make it dark comedy. Well, I guess the addition helps for sure.
Yeah.
He's got to make it through. It's like a quest, so he's got to go through these barriers, these tests along the way to get to the prize at the end, which is the entrance to this part of the ocean under the floor. Like it's like a open. I don't know what it like. Maybe it's hidden in like a root of a tree or something, and this is the entrance into this underfloor ocean. I don't know. So he's got to go, and him and his little sidekick are on this quest, and they go through the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. They each have their own.
Yes. Each is a test.
Each is a test. So maybe you could throw more in there, make it longer, but
No,
I don't know. I feel like you could have some pretty good dark comedy out of that. Maybe.
I think it works.
Oh, it works. It definitely works.
Excellent.
Those are always very challenging because it really like tests your mind to be like on the fly, like come up with something, and it's like my mind does come up with stuff. I just don't know how good it is.
I think
first draft's never good.
Yeah, I think, and I've been thinking about doing like an episode of a panel because I think it'd work with a lot of people brainstorming. The ideas.
Yeah, well, even you throwing your Witcher thing, and I'm like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, because
it would be such a cool story.
I just recorded. I just went live with Bald and Balding yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
For the creature creation. That was so much fun.
Very nice. Oh, that's right. Yes, yeah. I missed that one. I don't even know.
Did you do one of them? Were you on one of them? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. My niece was drawing. She's an artist, and she drew the picture of our thing while we did it.
Yes, no, I did watch that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched yours yesterday because I was just sitting on the couch. I just finished catching up on some shows, and I just happened to be on X, and I think I missed the first, the first 5 minutes or something. And I thought, I'll give this a go. I'll check it out. It was actually really, really fun to watch too.
It is
very entertaining.
It's a lot of fun. I'll just quickly give you guys the top of story pitch. So the top genre is sci-fi. We got that the most. The top setting is a space station tied with an old lady's high tea party.
Yeah, I know we've had a old lady's high tea party quite a bit. I didn't realise the space station had been just as prevalent.
Yeah, well, I think it was number one, and people choose one a lot. But like I said, for these new graphs, I've shifted everything around so that I don't keep picking them.
Yeah.
And then main character was a rock star tied with a bounty hunter.
Yeah. Bounty hunter. I do remember having that quite a bit.
And 9 times out of 10, I swear, bounty hunter has turned up with old lady's high tea party.
Yeah.
It's just...
That sounds fun. I think half the fun would be coming up with the things to put into it. Like, never mind coming up with the pitch and all. You'd be like, just all the ideas of what you could do.
Yeah. Just gonna make So we will ask you for a crazy edition if you can think of one when we stop recording because we don't want people to know what's coming.
Right.
Excellent. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was great. Lots of fun.
So what we're going to do is give you the floor to plug what you want to plug. Tell our followers and our listeners where they can follow you, keep up to date with what you're doing, buy your books. So
all that jazz. Yeah, okay. Guardians of the Well of Firestone series is going to be completed as of April. So the last one's coming out April 25th, and I've got a few actually things lined up. I have a book launch and everything. I'm very excited. The next one you can find them on Amazon. They're on Amazon, and you can click them through my website as well, trinitycunningham.ca. It's pretty easy to remember. I also, real quick, have like a graphic novel excerpt for it that's going out. So I've got illustrations that were. Sorry, I got my light in there, and they're really cool. So those are hopefully going to go on with it at some point as a package sort of box set. Working on it. But yeah, that's me. Fantasy. Excellent. Guardians of the Well of Firestone.
Buy it now, guys.
Buy it now.
all the links will be down below, so please be sure to check that out. And Trinity, you're welcome back on anytime you've got a book. If April, if you want to come back on, let us know. I will every now and again put out like a last minute guests, because Trinity was so great for coming on last minute, because I kept booking guests and they kept going weeks and weeks and weeks away, and I'm going, I kind of need a guest soon. Yeah, that was good. The post had 2 people for each, so that was good.
Good.
Yeah, so guys, remember to check out our sponsors, Rebecca Kearsells, Martin Kearns, our honorary sponsors, Janelle Schiecke and Alexander Robb. All their links are down below. Remember to check out our merch and buy Ryan's shirt so you too can live the dream. And yeah,
you can't live the dream unless you're wearing the shirt. So
yes.
If you're not wearing the shirt, you're not living the dream. Unless you want to just pay me $5, then you can live the dream without buying the shirt.
A subscription to living the dream. Excellent. Well, guys, until next time, keep supporting those indie authors, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
See you next time.